Olá, eu sou o Felipe Cruz e este é o Em Cartaz.
I waited a long time for this team up.
O Ryan Reynolds e o Hugh Jackman estão juntos no filme Deadpool Wolverine. E eu conversei com os dois que passaram pelo Brasil. Também falei com o diretor Shawn Levy e a atriz Emma Corey, que interpreta a vilã Cassandra Nova. Confira. There is an atmosphere of bromance in the movie. I want to know if this bromance it's real, it's exists in the real life.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I want it. And thanks for bringing it up.
Well, bromance is such a funny word.
It is a funny
We don't
word.
say
We
with,
just say
with girls,
friendship.
girlmance. Like Blake and her friends should be like, I'm going out with my girlfriend right now. If I say I'm going out with my boyfriend, everyone's like, what, really?
Oh, that's all
But,
right.
like, no, yeah. But like, it's a, yeah, I think
Definitely
it's like a way
friendship.
around that, yeah. But no, this movie's foundation is friendship. It's,
Yep.
you know, and then we also have a pretty amazing wellspring to draw from, which is that Hugh and I have been, you know, best buddies for 17 years, and we're, you know, I mean, just to be able to do a movie like that, you know, is one thing, but then to be able to do a movie like this, Deadpool and Wolverine together is just genuinely a dream come true. I don't know how we're supposed to go on to other movies ever again after this because it's.
I'm not.
Yeah, I think
That's
I'm
why
done
I'm
too.
just waiting outside your house every day. Like,
Yeah.
Are we going to work today?
Dude, that's weird.
No?
You're-
All right,
I'm
I'll
not
just
there
mow the
because I'm
lawn.
waiting outside your house.
Fuck that, you were the X-Man. The Wolverine. He's a hero in my world.
I think these films have to be true to their real DNA, to character. And that's what these guys wrote, the most incredible script. And that's true to both of these characters. I mean, let's face it, Logan wasn't a barrel of laughs, you know, but it felt true in a way. It was, at that time, after playing the character for 17 years, James and I were like, feels true to who that character really is. And people seem to respond to that. And I can say this movie is so great and so refreshing for me playing it because it's true to both of their characters. And it really has that DNA of, obviously, Deadpool, but really of Ryan and Sean and the other writers, and as producers, it has a DNA of this built for entertainment and joy, maximum joy, and emotion as well.
And it's interesting. I always think it's like Logan, you know, for me is a masterpiece. You know, James Mangold, Logan. It was just, but it's also any movie that is accepting and kind of folding in its own legacy in a way, and kind of not using some of that. I think is always really interesting. And what Deadpool and Wolverine does do that, I think, to great effect, which is like people are sort of looking at these characters as their whole, you know, and the idea that these are two characters who have consistently emphasized character over spectacle in their movies. Spectacle is important in a comic book movie, big, you know, wild stuff we see that are unreal, but it's the character stuff people remember. And that was like, for this, that was the thing we were focused on.
After playing with Princess Diana, what was to you to play such a powerful villain in this movie?
I think just the challenge that it presented. I really didn't expect to get the Marvel call, but yeah, from the first moment I talked to Sean and he pitched me this world, what they wanted to do with Deadpool and Wolverine in this film, and where Cassandra fit in. Her power, yes, but also the unpredictability that they wanted to see in her, and also the ways in which they wanted the audience to empathize with Cassandra. All of that mix of things, it presented such a complexity that I really wanted to get my teeth into.
So big filmmakers have backlash superhero movies. So how do you see this genre of movies?
Well, yeah, I you know, people like to talk about superhero fatigue, and
Yes.
what I think, I mean, Kevin Feige has pointed this out, and I think it's true. There's so many subgenres within the superhero body of work. You have Cold War paranoia thrillers, and you can have a movie like Ragnarok sit alongside Black Panther, right? Those are radically different movies, and this is inspired by buddy cop movies and odd couple movies like Midnight Run and 48 Hours and Lethal Weapon. So I think that there is space in the superhero genre for specificity, and I think that the fatigue ends the instant audiences get surprised.
Yeah.
And so our goal here was to build a movie that would be built for joy, but also would surprise audiences.
I know I turn everything into a joke, but I care. I want to use that for something important.
I haven't had a huge background in comedy, and I think for anyone who hasn't, going into that, it can feel really intimidating. But I mean, firstly, Ryan, the atmosphere and environment that you guys cultivate on set is one of, like, there's no wrong thing to try. So I always felt like, you know, there's no bad idea, or yeah, you could always try. But also I learned pretty quickly that my character had to not be funny to work. It was like a question of tone, and so
that
was
is
interesting.
people don't realize. People come
Yeah.
into a comedy, and the mistake is to think that everybody has to contribute to the funny. One reason Hugh is so funny in this movie is Hugh understands you have one person who's shooting, and then you need a backboard.
Yeah.
You need a backboard. And so understanding your role in the comedic structure. If you have Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool,
You can't have two Ryan Reynolds.
you
'cause it wouldn't
cannot
work.
have two Ryan Reynolds. So everybody else becomes reactive and also just picks their moments,
Yeah.
picks their
It
spots.
was an interesting lesson in tone, because we'd
Yeah.
do some shots or some takes, and it would just be like, okay, no, that's too, like, it's too funny. We're moving too much in that direction, so we'd tonally shift it. And I feel like I learned a lot
Yep,
in
that's
that way.
very true.
E este foi o Em Cartaz. Até a próxima!